A defining trait of Éowyn is she's got dreams. She doesn't want to just be royalty and rule. She wants to be a warrior. She wants to defend her people and fight for them.
You have some skill with a blade.
But the story is not just about her proving him wrong or for going after what she wants. It's about her balancing that with the duties and responsibilities that she has already accepted.
This kingdom needs a queen.
The people are to follow your rule in my stead.
It gives Éowyn a full, complex character arc.
It's so much deeper than a simple empowerment fantasy.
No man can kill me.
I am no man.
West Coast, we're coming to California, baby!
Live shows.
Nailed
18th
it.
in Los Angeles, 20th in the Bay Area. A Q&A, live meet and greet, merch.
Link is in the description below.
It will be fun.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. This is
Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. We are joined by Gandalf, who is probably going to lay down here any second.
But he is here because anytime we talk about Middle Earth, he just like shows up.
He
knows.
arrives.
We're going to be talking about Éowyn, who is so much more than the third leg of a love triangle. To me, Éowyn represents balancing going after the life you want, accepting the duties that are presented to you,
Okay.
and rolling with it, because she doesn't always get what she hopes for. Let's take a look.
His passing is hard to accept.
So we first meet her
Especially now that
in tragic
has
circumstances.
deserted you.
No
Leave me
touchy.
alone, Snake.
No touch.
But you are alone. Who knows what you've
Okay,
spoken?
so it's dumb because this is Lord of the Rings and they're masterpieces, but like,
Bitter watches of
it is stunning how good these sets are.
when
Yeah.
all your life seems to shrink.
Everything's amazing.
The walls of your bower closing in about you, a hutch to trammel some wild thing. So fair, so cold, like a morning of pale spring still clinging to winter's chill.
So I just thought it was interesting that she played that like she was drawn in by him because he's, you know, clearly creepy, but I have thoughts. But first,
Yeah.
Your words are poison.
okay.
Yeah, I get the feeling she's playing the, like, his magical forked silver tongue, right?
Right, because that's part of the mythology here and it's part of the storytelling.
Is he can use some of, like, Sauron's magic to, like, googly into your brain.
But the real world application, if you've ever been in a relationship with someone that you knew was bad for you and you didn't even really find attractive and you're like, what am I doing here?
Why am I here? This guy's hair is gross.
It comes down to me to the line when he says, your life begins to shrink. A defining trait of Éowyn is she's got dreams.
Yeah.
She wants to be a warrior. She wants to defend the kingdom, right? She doesn't want to just be royalty and rule. She wants to defend her people and fight for them. We also see later on she's got great aspirations for Aragorn, and we can only assume that before all of this, she has always had her sights set on what she wants to do, what she wants to accomplish, who she wants to be. Her brother's dying. Her father's fading. She's trapped here with Wormtongue. Everything is constricting. And what he offers to her through his dark magic, you don't have to be alone through this. Being alone is scary for most people.
Yeah.
In fact, people get into unhealthy relationships because they would rather be with someone they know is bad for them than be alone. Until you step into the power of, oh, being alone is actually awesome. Not in the sense of like, not in the sense of who needs connections, but in the sense of, oh, I have time to work on me. I have time to hone my skills, to pursue my hobbies, to pursue my passions, and to figure out who I am and what I want. But right now, what she feels is, I've got no one.
Yeah.
One brother's gone, another's dead, I've lost my father. And if you don't have the strength to stand on your own and to take care of yourself, people can swoop in and take advantage of that. We see that she does have the strength when she says, your words are poison. What she's saying in modern parlance is, I deserve better.
Yeah.
You know, Éowyn is carrying a really heavy burden.
That is true. Dealing with her uncle's decline, her cousin's death.
Feeling like she doesn't have anyone to turn to for help.
The weight of expectations can get really overwhelming.
It is so relatable.
You've had to fight the Witch King?
No, but as a therapist, a father, and as business partner, I have to be a lot of things to a lot of people. People I care about are counting on me to meet their needs and follow through on my commitments, and adulting is hard.
Man, real men don't feel stress.
I am no man.
The new year can be a good chance to start fresh.
I hear you. I help other people, but I also need help. Getting therapy has been a source of support and strength for me. It can help you feel lighter and start this new year with clarity and self-compassion.
Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, can help you start therapy with confidence, knowing they'll find you a therapist that matches your goals, preferences, and needs.
And if the match isn't quite right, you can switch therapists anytime for any reason at no extra cost.
And 72% of BetterHelp clients report a reduction in symptoms within just 12 weeks.
Wow, showing that professional support can truly make a difference.
Just like Eowyn needed time in the Houses of Healing in Minas Tirith, you may need time to rest, recover, and get support.
Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/cinematherapy for 10% off your first month and let BetterHelp support you in feeling lighter in 2026.
We watched this scene in our Aragorn video, but we're gonna watch it through a different lens because we were talking about Aragorn before. I'm gonna focus on her. I'm no swordsman, but that looks like great form.
Look at her face, is so great.
Clearly some aptitude with the...
The women of this country learned long ago. Those without swords can still die upon them. I fear neither death nor pain.
What do you fear, my lady?
A cage. To stay behind bars until use and old age accept them. And all chance of valor has gone beyond recall or desire.
You're a daughter of kings.
So what does she want? She's surrounded by kings and warriors and soldiers. And it's not just like the fight and the machismo, it's defending what you love. And she wants that chance.
Be your fate.
Yeah.
And of course, who wouldn't just... I love the filmmaking. She holds very still. She doesn't do a ton of acting there, but the camera push tells you,
Yeah.
ooh, feelings have been caught.
Whoopsie. Listen, film acting is very different from theater acting, right? Theater acting, you've got to project, you have to physically emote what is happening so that people on the back row can feel what you're feeling,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to push back a little bit. You said she's not acting much. She's acting a hell of a lot.
Okay.
She's doing it with tiny, minute muscle inflections around her eyes.
Yeah, I noticed the eye twitch. The
There's
eye
a
twitch of
teeny,
desire.
tiny, like, slight change, and it's literally like nothing else in her face moves.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have an amazing ability as humans to read other people's faces. There's a giant part of your brain that all it is dedicated to is reading other people's faces. Primarily because we're the apex predator on the planet, and
Yeah.
you have to learn which one's gonna try to punch you. Because of that, as an actor, the greatest gift you can have is a close-up, because you can do everything with nothing.
Yeah.
Because you're right here.
Eowyn is someone who has dreams and aspirations. And what she fears most is not being able to make good on them, not being able to fulfill them. She's not scared of death. She's not scared of torture. She's scared of growing old and not doing what she feels put here to do.
Being useless.
Yeah.
Right? And the only way she can be of use, in her mind, is leading out on the field of battle.
Well, and we're going to see one of the things I love about Eowyn is instead of what she wants or what her duties are, she threads the needle to do both.
Once she learns how to combine them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You must lead the people to Helm's Deep. And make haste.
I can fight!
No! You must do this. For me. Follow me! Yeah!
So here's something that is very bold about Tolkien, but then also Tolkien through the lens of the Peter Jackson and company, right? Is
Stay together!
in a lesser film and in a lesser story, it could be, oh yeah, come on. Whew. I love how Peter Jackson knows exactly what he's got with Viggo Mortensen, and he's like, here we go.
And slow motion.
Just let
Whip that hair
yeah,
around.
whip that hair around.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my
In a lesser film that's also about female empowerment, but not as nuanced as this, her uncle would be some thick-headed, pig-headed man who says, you can't do this, that, or the other because you're a woman. She would show him, he would admit that he was wrong. End of story. But what's so realistic and gripping about this is, one, when he says, you must lead the people to Helm's Deep, you must do this. It's not because, oh, this is your role, you're the woman. It's like, no, this is the biggest responsibility. All of these people that aren't going to fight need to get there safely.
And I trust you to do it.
And I trust you to do it. And she says, I can fight. Like, she still has that energy, but the story is not just about her proving him wrong or proving herself or going after what she wants. It's about her balancing that with the duties and responsibilities that she has already accepted.
Right.
And Theoden is not some pig-headed man. He is a loving uncle who sees her power, sees her strength, sees her intelligence, and as you said, says, I trust you with this. She is a character of great honor and integrity. And she also knows, okay, seasons of life. This isn't my moment to ride into battle. She hasn't given up on it. She's just acknowledging, okay, this is the moment for me to honor my uncle's wishes. Because in addition to being royalty, in addition to being a badass with a sword, she is also loyal to the crown.
I think the thing that sells it is because there's no dialogue here saying like, I know you're a warrior who can fight and whatever, but I need you to do this thing. Because we don't need that, because Bernard Hill, R.I.P., delivers all of that with a look. It's expressing so many things at once, and it's just a beautiful piece of acting.
And he knows, listen, I've got dozens of people I trust to ride with me into battle. You're literally the only one I trust to do this.
Guys, these movies are really good.
There.
That was an awesome shot.
A true esquire of Rohan.
So Lord of the Rings and Tolkien get some flack because they don't have a lot of female characters. I mean, I think that's valid. I also think we're applying modern standards to writing from...
Well, and he's also trying to write like a medieval epic.
Right.
But
But
with a blunt blade.
what it lacks
Come on.
in quantity of female characters, it makes up for in quality.
Quality for sure.
To the smithy, go!
You should not encourage him.
You should not doubt him.
I do not doubt his heart, only the reach of his arm.
Why should Merry be left behind? He has as much cause to go to war as you.
Also speaking of herself, you know?
Yep.
Why can he not fight for those he loves?
I love the subtext there. Film doesn't have to say it. She's not
He
just
knows
speaking of
little
Mary.
of
She's saying it with her eyes. 100%.
When the fear takes him, and the blood and the screams.
And he might sense that because he's also warning her about how awful war is.
Do you think he would stand and fight? He would flee, and he would be right to do so. War is the province of men, Eowyn.
And this is where he drives home that he knows they're not just talking about Mary.
Yeah. That is really good writing, and it's incredible performances.
Miranda Otto, I'm realizing just now, just as we're filming this, I was like, it's master of the eye twitch. She's got the eye twitch of desire. She's got the eye twitch of you can't stop me.
There's an awful lot of, like, it's one of those things where, is that something she put in her toolkit? And when I say toolkit, like, as an actor, you've got, like, tools you can use, right? Where, like, oh, I know if I need to look like this, I can deploy this thing and it'll look like I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
So is that a toolkit thing, or is it just when she is feeling a feeling,
It happens.
it just happens? And
Yeah.
that's why she's a movie star.
And I was saying what Lord of the Rings lacks in quantity of female characters makes up for in quality.
Sure.
And we see so many shades of Eowyn just right here from in the tent. There's this very maternal, nurturing, like, I'm going to take this kid under my
Yeah.
wing and I'm going to help him prepare and I'm going to encourage him. He wants to fight. I can relate, but he should probably at least have some understanding.
He's gonna need a sharp sword.
Sharp sword and some armor, but it's so warm and affectionate, and we've seen her so despondent so many times, or we've seen her full of longing, that just to see this side of her, just for one scene, where she just sees Mary and she's like, this is adorable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm gonna get him ready. And then shifting to the conversation of so much longing, why should he not be able to fight for those he loves? To her, this is a right. It's beyond a duty, it's a right, and it's her greatest desire. And I love that it's not just rooted in, I want to prove myself, or I want to show everybody what's what. It's like, no, You guys ride into battle, not for battle's sake, speaking of Tolkien, right? Not for violence sake. We love what we defend. We love what we protect. I love our people. I want the chance to stand and fight for them.
Yeah.
It's so much deeper than a simple empowerment fantasy. It's so much more well-rounded and nuanced. Come on, you're gonna say that's green screen? I know it's green screen, it's fine. Still looks good.
It's incredible.
I have left instruction. The people are to follow your rule in my stead.
And right now she's mourning
Take up my seat.
the life she wanted with Aragorn. She's just realized I can't have this man, I can't love this man, can't be with him.
Battle goes ill.
What other duty would you have me do, my lord?
Duty. No. I would have you smile again.
Okay, we're gonna unpack that.
For those whose time has come.
Because it's so different than, you're prettier when you smile.
Yeah, that's not what he's saying.
These days renewed.
He's saying smile because you can have hope.
No more despair.
Hope that I can't have.
Yeah, I want you to have a future. This is where Éowyn really starts to shine for me. I mean, we get hints and traces of who she is, what she wants, what makes her great. But there's also been a lot of will they, won't they between her and Aragorn, and for a while that's the drama of Éowyn. In some contrived romantic fantasy, she would be escorted out of the film at this point. You know, Aragorn has chosen his mate, and that's that.
Yeah.
Instead, she provides this example to all of us of, okay, here's the life you wanted. Didn't happen. So now what?
Right.
And when Theoden says, I would have you smile again, it has in part to do with Aragorn, it has in part to do with all this battling and all this fighting, but what's the point of fighting if it's not so people can live?
Right.
So people can have lives, have families, pursue what they want. And when he says to her, they're to follow your rule in my stead, Theoden is saying, I see you in your totality. I see your abilities, I see your strength, I see your wisdom, and I'm handpicking you over everybody because you comprehend the needs of the people so much more than these grunts who you look up to and you want to go to war. And they're great in a fight, but they don't know how to lead, and they don't know how to build homes, and they don't know how to help people heal. And he is saying to her, you're the total package that the kingdom needs.
Yeah, this kingdom needs a queen.
Yeah.
And it's you. Well, and one of the things that I love about Lord of the Rings is it gives Éowyn a full, complex character arc. She starts in one place where she wants a thing. She gets close to achieving that goal and learns, as all strong characters in good movies do, that what you want and what you need are not the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you get what you want, it's not actually going to fulfill you. You need to get what you need. At this point, Theoden is kind of coaching her towards, this is what you actually need.
Yeah.
You need to lead. That doesn't just mean leading on the battlefield. It means leading in all walks of life. And we get to see a little bit of that at the end with her character. If you read the appendices of the novels, you learn a lot more about it.
And we will see that she gets her chance, or rather she takes it.
Little hobbits do not belong in war, Master Meriadoc.
All my friends have gone to battle. I would be ashamed to be left behind.
It is a 3-day gallop to Minas Tirith, and none of my riders can bear you as a burden.
I want to fight.
I will say no more.
I also just like the little detail that because she's a woman, she's lighter, so she can carry the weight on her horse of a little armored hobbit. Also, get up her body strength.
Ride with me.
Yeah.
My lady.
She scoops him up and you're like, oh. Maybe she's going to do all right.
Yeah. Because I don't care how small he is, he's fully armored, and she curls him onto that horse.
She can clearly swing a sword. All right.
She and Mary are in the same boat. Nobody else believes they belong there, so they're all the other person has. Like, perspective taking is a wonderful, powerful thing when we're talking about someone has a different perspective than you. It's also powerful to say, oh, I'm literally the only person who understands what you're going through, so let's team up.
And there's a little subtle bit of character here in the writing. Ride with me. Not I'll take you.
Yeah.
Not I'm doing you a favor. Ride with me. It's so Éowyn, right?
Yeah.
Like, she wants to lead and she wants to fight and to do these things, but she wants to build and bring people together. Like, it's why she's Éowyn.
Feast on his flesh.
Oh. What a way to go.
I will kill you if you touch him.
Do not come
Okay.
between the Nazgul and his prey.
Great bit of performance in Miranda Otto, speaking of her eyes, when she says, I will kill you if you touch him. It's not just being a badass. She is terrified.
She's terrified.
Which is what makes it brave, and also, gosh dang it.
Peter Jackson getting to his roots, baby!
Brad over here was saying the only thing that would make that better if there was a geyser of black blood.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
Probably would have gotten it an R rating. Would have been worth it.
Again, what makes her brave and inspiring is that she is terrified out of her mind.
Yeah. And she should be. Look at that thing he's whipping around.
But she's facing it. She's not running from it. Oh, gosh.
No man can kill me. Die now.
So, of course, what's about to happen? Do you remember being in the theater and everybody cheering at this bit? But especially the women? You could hear her.
I am no man.
And that's why that's on the thumbnail. I just love this, how it like crumples in on itself. The Nazgul is an empty vessel and it just... And like the animation from the team at Weta sucking that thing in and like crunching together, like...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
it's
and what you just did is
visceral
so
and
accurate
gross.
because it doesn't just like, it like goes like in little phases,
It
right?
feels like it's shattering bones.
Yeah.
And crunching in on it. So it feels so visceral and gross.
Yeah.
When it's, you know, obviously it's CG, but even in the fiction of the thing, it's not a person. It's a
Yeah.
Nazgul. It's a wraith.
Yeah.
He's not there anymore.
So proves herself on the field of battle, gets what she always wanted. And also the culmination of her relationship arc with her uncle.
Yeah.
Where she stands to defend him. Again, he's not this misogynist pig. He's beloved. She adores this uncle, which is, again, to her point of, you know, courage, Mary, courage for our friends. Now it's courage for my uncle, because she's standing toe-to-toe with a Nazgul. And again, I love the way she plays it. Because she could be fierce, and she could be just, like, unyielding, and instead she's like, oh,
This was a bad idea, but I'm already here. I gotta do it now.
And I love that acting choice or that directing choice, or if it was in script, I don't know. But I love the way she plays that, because sure, if she had just been completely badass, it would have been exciting. But as an audience member, you get more invested when your heroes doesn't look like it's going to go well for them. You need the vulnerability.
It's more fun when Indiana Jones gets punched by the giant Nazi and his knees buckle. It's more fun when John McClane gets shot and screams like a little girl.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice.
It's more fun when your characters are in danger and terrified and they overcome it anyway. It's more satisfying, it's more cathartic. And, you know, to our sort of storytelling conclusion here, she got what she wanted.
Yeah.
Almost. She stood up to defend Theoden, but she didn't save him.
Yeah.
But in not saving him and having her moment of catharsis with him when he dies, she got what she needed, because she finally steps into the whole Éowyn, not just the warrior Éowyn, not just the provider Éowyn, not just the comforter Éowyn, the whole package Éowyn. And then, you know, later she meets Faramir and he's like, whole package? Want to come be the stewardess of Gondor with me?
This is what I was thinking, is that being authentic is not doing what you want or being who you want. It's about being who you are, even when you don't get what you want or things don't go your way. She loses her uncle. She's trying to defend him. She wanted Aragorn, and instead, her uncle is dead. Aragorn's with somebody else, but she's authentically true to herself the entire time. Yeah. This is who I am. Even though I cannot control the circumstances around me, I can control if I'm true to me. And who Éowyn is, from start to finish, is somebody who stands up for what she believes is right, no matter what's going on around her. And sometimes good storytelling isn't character starts here and now they're a different person. Sometimes it's, oh, they persevered and they held on to this part of themselves.
So she didn't totally get what she wanted. She did get what she needed. And then after this, we basically have one more major scene with her. Yeah. And it's only in the extended editions. And it's her really getting what she needs, which is a little time to heal and a little time to grieve.
She's in the infirmary, right?
Yeah. And, you know, she meets Faramir and there's like a meet cute and that's great. The healing hands of the king, Aragorn, comes in and dresses her wounds and stuff. It's okay for our heroine, who's very strong, to need some time to heal. Yeah. She doesn't go to the next battle because she's too broken. It doesn't diminish her heroism. It doesn't make her smaller as a character. That's her story. That's where she ended up. And it's fine. Aragorn didn't get his arm broken by a Nazgul. Otherwise, he wouldn't be leading the charge.
Yeah. And Eastern cultures, Western cultures, everybody venerates strength, right? Sure. And so this can lead to a mindset of pushing yourself beyond your limits instead of understanding, no, I can be strong, and also recognize, yeah, I need to rest and recoup so I can keep fighting the good fight.
One of the all-time great cinematic heroines, and like 9th build.
Yeah.
Hot damn, that's a movie.
That's just how deep the bench is on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want one of the greatest cinematic heroines of all time? She gets 1/16 the screen time of most of the other characters. Still one of the best. So until next time.
Your words are poison.
I am no man.
I knew it. And watch movies. We all knew. We've known since the Elsa episode. Everyone's waiting to see you in that dress. Frankly, folks, he's got the gams for it.
We want to thank our patrons who get extended director's cut episodes. They come out early, they don't have ads, and this episode in particular was
chosen by the patrons. Folks like
Indivian Shieldborn.
Sounds like a Middle-earth name. Matthew Mills.
Simon Stead.
Gary Joyner III.
And Catherine.
We love you.
Thanks, patrons.